Hey, we're
Hey,
live from California again.
again.
But hey, this is the last time we're going to be live from California.
Is it?
Yeah, next time we'll be live, we'll be in live from Las
Oh,
Vegas.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Vegas.
so, welcome. Hello, everybody. And happy
Happy
Veterans
Veterans
Day to
Day.
all you veterans out there. We're going to talk about some veteran stuff today. So, it'll be a little bit different than what it normally is.
Yeah.
But we're still going to do a lot of the same stuff that we normally do. We're still going to do a tribute at the end. However, it's not going to be for fallen heroes today.
Right.
Today, the tribute's going to be for veterans,
Yep.
all veterans in general. So if you're one of those people who don't really watch the end because it's difficult for you, you can watch the end of today's
Today.
because
Yeah.
it's going to be a feel good video
Yeah.
instead of a sad video. So pop into the chat and let us know where you're watching from. We are about 20 minutes north, 25 minutes north of Santa Barbara,
Yeah.
California. And look at this.
It's beautiful.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I,
Huh?
I love the views out here.
Yeah, and there is a reason why we're outside again. We'll tell you that story here in a minute, but let us know. Send a comment over here in the chat and let us know if you can hear us and see us well. We want to make sure that we are good to go.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope so.
and thank you everybody who's in here already. We're not going to go like line by line and say hi to everybody, but hello to everybody. I see that
Yep.
we have several veterans
Yes, we do.
in the chat tonight.
We got a lot of veterans.
Yeah, and we already have some moderators in here, so thank
Yeah.
you guys for coming in and hanging out with us and helping us moderate tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
So we will start off because it's Veterans Day. We wanted to talk a little bit about our history with veterans in our family. I have a long line of veterans in my family.
Yep.
My grandfather, um, my father.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of uncles who served.
Yes.
My brother served in the Air Force.
Yep.
And I served in the Army. And your family also has a long line of veteran history.
Yes. Mostly my family is Army.
Yeah.
My grandfather, my father. I believe the only other is Air Force because one of my dad's brothers was Air Force. But mostly everybody in the history of our family is Army.
Yeah.
We weren't smart enough to be anything but Army, I guess.
My brother was the smart one. He was the Air Force, and he was the only one Air Force.
Yeah.
My dad was Navy. My grandfather was Army. So we're kind of sprinkled all over the place. But at least we were all smart enough to not be Marines.
Yeah, that's right.
No offense to all Marines
No.
out there. This is what
We
veterans.
love our Marines.
This is what veterans do. We
Yeah.
razz each other. So
You
yeah,
have to. It's like,
everybody says
fun.
sounds good. Picture's a little dark. We get the sun coming from this way.
yeah, the sun is setting
So
behind the trees.
and I'll apologize ahead of time because you're gonna see stuff going on crazy in the background, like this guy driving past,
Just say hi.
and you're gonna hear probably kids playing in the playground. You probably hear crows. We heard crows out
The
here
crows
earlier.
are crazy out here.
But we're out here because we had poor internet again.
And this is the
in our
closest
campground.
internet.
So we are at a campground,
Yeah, it's a state park.
but not our campground.
No, because it's ridiculously expensive out here.
Everywhere in California.
The net.
Everywhere in California is super expensive.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you that story here in a second. But I wanted to finish up our thought about our family history and all that stuff. And so from my personal history, if you're new to the channel, haven't heard us talk about it before on any of our videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an Army veteran. I did 20 years in the Army as a combat medic, and during that 20 years, you were with me for 18 of those.
Yep.
Because we got married a couple of years into my service.
Yep.
And Lauren was 16 years of that.
Yeah.
She was born later,
Yep.
and when I retired, she was 16.
Mhm.
So I did want to say, if you are out there, Veterans Day is not just for veterans; it's also for the military spouses, because the military spouses, man, they go through some hard crap
It's
too.
a tough job too.
Yeah, and
It
that's
is.
why there is an over 50% divorce rate
So,
in the
yeah,
military, because
yeah.
it's tough. Not only is it tough because you work all the time and you work hard,
Yeah.
you're not around for a lot of stuff.
True.
And that's for those that never even go to combat. That's
Yeah,
just a hard
that's-
lifestyle.
Yeah.
But the ones who go to combat, it's even more difficult.
Hmm.
And the ones who do special duty assignments like drill sergeant and recruiter and instructor, those are hard gigs too.
Yeah.
And so, especially if you put those things, line them up.
Oh yeah. And they back up to each other.
Yeah, there was about a 5-year period where we didn't see each other.
No.
So we've been married for 22 years, but 5 of those really don't count.
They count.
Yeah, because I was deployed to Iraq in 03
03 and 05.
and then came back for about 10 months and deployed again for another year and then came back and went straight to be a drill sergeant for 2 years.
Yeah.
So those 5 years were just a wash. I'm
They're
gonna put
all-
my sunglasses back on because the sun
Setting
setting through the trees right there. But yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, the spouses are very important, and
It is.
not just the spouses. I wanted to talk. The reason I brought up Lauren too is because the Army brats,
Yeah.
the military brats, I should say,
Yeah,
because it's all
yeah.
branches. But the military brats, that's what children that have parents in the military. That's what they're called, military brats,
yeah.
because they grow up in the military. They
And
get
it's tough for them too.
It is. They have to get accustomed to moving a lot,
Yeah.
leaving their friends, making new friends, and it's tough.
And having one parent around a lot.
And they don't get a say.
No, they just get drug along.
They just got to roll with it. Lauren didn't have a choice.
No.
The only thing that we did take into consideration for Lauren in my military career was
Yeah.
the time we were retiring.
Yeah.
Because at the time,
But we had always said if we can avoid moving her during the high school years, we will.
yeah. And so I had the opportunity. I retired as a first sergeant, which is an E8, and I had the opportunity to compete for E9, which is the highest enlisted grade in the military. And that would have required me going to what they call the Sergeant's Major Academy. I would have had to go there for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
We would have had to move from Fort Benning to somewhere else.
Yep.
Probably would have stayed there for a couple of years because you have to do 3 years in your rank to retire at that grade.
Yeah.
So I would have had to move, wait to get promoted, do those next 3 years. It probably would have required at least 2 more moves and about
Two,
five
maybe
more
3.
about 5 more years of service,
Yeah.
which I didn't want to do because you don't know what's going on with combat and conflicts. And the other thing was when I retired, or when I hit my 20-year mark, Lauren was
She was a sophomore.
finishing
She was
up
in
her
the middle of her
sophomore
sophomore year.
and so she would have had to move 2 more times during her junior and senior years, and we just really didn't want to do that to her. Yeah. We'll try to get to some of these comments. The reflection is pretty bad. And I think once it goes down a little bit behind these branches in this tree, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, I did 2 tours in Iraq, none in the stand, thank God. I didn't have to go to Afghanistan.
Yep.
But definitely appreciate all of you who had to go, and not just Iraq and Afghanistan, but Vietnam,
Gulf War. We have
Korea,
friends that went Gulf War.
yeah, Somalia,
Somalia.
all that stuff. So there's, I mean, wherever you went, whatever you did, even if you didn't do combat time, if you served, thank you for your service. We really appreciate it. And as a matter of fact, I'm kind of curious how many veterans we have in here watching. So what I want you to do is in the chat, if you're able to put anything in the chat, if you were Army, put A. If you were Air Force, put AF. Navy, put N. Marine Corps, put M. And Coast Guard, put C. And that way everybody can see who all's in here, who has served, and we get a chance to say thank you for serving.
Yeah.
Son is at Fort Benning right now, almost done with basic. Well, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Good place to
I was
go
gonna
to
say that
basic
is
training.
probably one of the better places to go for basic.
Yeah, and actually they're kind of consolidating a lot of those now. So they don't do basic training in as many places as they used to do. They're consolidating them to a couple of spots, and one of those spots is Fort Benning, Georgia.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of friends who were drill sergeants out there and did a lot of time out. I did my last 5 years at Fort Benning, and then stayed in the area for a couple of years.
For 2 years.
Before we did this full-time RV living thing, because again, we wanted Lauren to finish up high school there. I hope that airplane is not overpowering the audio. We really had no choice.
Knew we were going to be here.
We got here on Tuesday, and I had to go into town to look for internet because at our spot, it's the worst.
Yes.
That we have
now
ever
California people can tell us whether this is true or not, but I don't think it's California per se, or where these Thousand Trails are located per se.
Yeah.
I really think it's not Verizon friendly.
I think so too, because everywhere we've been in California, we've been in California for about 10 weeks. That dog's just going to keep barking at me. He hadn't barked the whole time we've been out there for like 2 hours just getting everything ready and stuff. The dog hasn't barked once, but now that we're live, he's going to bark for the whole rest of the time. So yeah, Verizon has not been friendly to us. We've been in here for 10 weeks in California.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to get out of California.
I hadn't noticed. You only bring it up like every 7-8 minutes how much you want to get out of this state.
Look, this is the only thing good about California.
The views are just phenomenal out here.
That's it. I mean, we're getting raped on gas prices.
It is pretty bad out here.
No lube or nothing.
Right now we're paying what, $4.68?
Yeah.
For diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying hi to the puppy. Yeah.
She finally came out.
That's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got some service members in here. So thank you everyone
Yeah.
who has served. We really appreciate that. 5 friends. John said he had 5 friends that were combat medics. One during
Holy
World
cow!
War II.
Really?
Yeah, Leslie's grandfather and uncle both served in World War II.
Yep.
Uncle was killed in Normandy.
Yep.
So that's a sad story. We'll tell that some other time. We've already told it before, but
Yeah.
we'll tell it again some other time. But yeah, it is, Amy. It's high for gas prices.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually gotten higher the further down California we've gotten.
Yeah, and when we left to go travel on Tuesday, we had to fill up before we left, which was just about $125. And then when we got here, we were empty, so we had to fill back up. That was $125. So just one travel day, $250.
Yeah.
That's just in our Ram truck. So if you have like a diesel pusher Class A,
Yeah. My condolences.
man, don't come to California.
Not right now.
So we got here, staying at the Thousand Trails out here, and it was about a lane and a half.
It is a lane and
There's one way in, about a lane and a half, switchbacks.
very windy.
Windy. I mean, if you come face to face with another RV, something's gonna have to happen. I don't know how it's gonna get undone.
Done. Yeah.
You can't pass each other.
No.
Somebody's gonna have to back up.
Yep.
And so I don't know who that would be, but okay.
Not us.
Yeah. So
Not bagging up.
not only that, we traveled for over 6 hours on travel day, which is not typical for
Yeah,
us.
we don't like to do that.
So it was a long day for us. We had to stop halfway for gas.
Well, I think it was just a terrible day.
Yeah. Freaking mad.
I know. I don't know why you haven't killed it yet.
Look, I'm telling you, there were no gnats.
There were no
There were no dogs. There were no children.
No.
And all of a
They
sudden,
all showed up for the live.
as soon as we hit the live button, it never fails.
No, but it sucked on Tuesday because we woke up to no electricity in the Thousand Trails Park.
Yeah, the power
It
was
went
out.
out. So we didn't get to make our travel coffee.
Right.
You know, we just packed up and left. So we went coffeeless, which is terrible, terrible idea.
Yeah.
And then 6 hours, windy road, pull into the gate of this Thousand Trails to find out
Power's out.
they have no power for the day.
Yeah.
It was a mandatory power outage.
And then she takes the map out and she hands it to me. She says, okay, all this area right here is full hookups. I'm like, cool, full hookups. Gotta go. So we go there and we tried to pull into the first spot. It didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
Because it was on the end and I just didn't have enough room to swing the truck.
Yeah.
And on the front ends are slopes. So you go into this slope and then it kind of kicks you up the hill. And it's just a bad
It's
situation.
terrible.
So we had to find one that's kind of in the middle of a row. And we go in there and it is full hookups, but they only have 30 amps.
Yeah, she didn't neglected that.
Yeah, rolling outages. Exactly.
Yeah.
Steve, don't get me started, man.
No, oh my God.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just bad to leave with no power, to arrive with no power,
Yeah.
and then to find out no internet
None.
works and no cells. We can't even make calls.
Yeah, we had to come up here this morning just to get everything ready to go for the live
And talk about being totally disconnected.
and to answer comments and
Yeah.
Facebook stuff and Instagram stuff because we just have no. But as soon as you drive up here, your phone just blows up.
Yeah, notifications were like
You
ding,
know?
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And just to give you an idea, when you know, because some people have a different interpretation of bad internet. Where we are staying, you can't even do a speed test.
No. No,
It's so
bad.
slow that you can't even do a speed test.
Yeah, it's rather mind blowing. I never thought we'd be that
But
isolated.
so you go up through there, the windy road, you go in there, and then so you go into this little crater, kind of,
Yeah.
but there's mountains, 360
Oh, you're totally
all
surrounded
the
by
way
mountains.
around,
I
and
mean,
you're
it's
down inside the
gorgeous
thing.
in there.
It is very beautiful. And we recorded some stuff for Patreon because we started doing, instead of just pictures, we started doing video for real-time updates.
Yeah.
But we can't
We
upload
can't
it
upload it.
or post it on Patreon. So we did do a video for that. We have a couple of videos too that we did from the last place that we stayed at to put up on Patreon. So at some point we're going to have to get those up.
Yeah.
And this gnat has got to die.
Let's make it
He
already.
won't, I can't get him. He's too fast. And he's like right in my ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in short, we're not staying here our full length of the stay. We are going to leave.
We are actually, I was ready to go the day we got here
Yes, he was.
because we traveled long, no coffee. I had a bad headache. You did
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I had a no caffeine headache.
And then the windy road, which took us, because when you turn off the main road, which is Highway 154, turn off that road, well, then you got to go about 15 miles
into the canyon.
down this
Yeah.
winding road.
To get
And you
to
can, I mean, best case, you're going 20, 25 miles an
25,
hour.
I think.
So it took us about 45 minutes
to get
just
down
to get
there.
from the highway to the RV park.
Yeah.
So I wasn't counting on that either. So I was a little pissed.
Just a little.
I was a little mad. Yeah, and then the first spot didn't work out. It was like everything was. See, and
Those who have been with us
Yeah.
on a long travel day and it not go the way you planned it in your head it would go, they know exactly what kind of day I had.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't mind when a thing goes wrong. Get out of here. I don't mind when a thing or two goes wrong, but when everything starts going wrong in
in
a row,
a row.
I start getting pissed.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Pack it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we did. I was convinced we were leaving the next day.
Yes, you were.
So we
Like
went.
he didn't want to put out hoses,
Nothing.
stabilizers.
I didn't hook up nothing. We parked the RV, we unhooked, we got in the truck, and we drove to town because we have the internet. And I'm
Yep.
looking for another place to stay.
Yeah.
And quickly changed my mind because everything around here is 60, 70, 80, over
Over
$100
for some areas.
per night.
Yeah. Like we found the Navy fam camp close by.
Yeah, I'm like,
or
oh,
relatively close.
maybe it'll be fine. 25,
like-
$35 a
We
night.
were like, hell yeah, we're going to the Navy base. And we call, and it's 55 a night. And I'm like,
55 a night.
you've lost your mind.
So for 2 weeks, it would have cost us over $700.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we're just gonna have to eat crap on this one.
Yeah.
So we had to. So we
Yeah,
did have
sucks.
2 weeks booked here. I said, well, we'll just eat it for
We can do a week.
this week,
It won't be the most.
and that way we'll do
convenient,
as much stuff in the Santa Barbara area as we can because we're not coming back.
Yes. I literally have to cram in everything that I want to see here because he will never return.
No.
So,
Well, California hasn't been great to us.
well, no, but I just think it's because we're not from here. We're not used to how California works.
Well, first of all,
functions.
the wildfires
Yeah.
screwed up all of our stuff.
Traffic.
I get
Get
him.
him?
I know.
No, you missed him.
I give him that time.
No.
My ears ringing now, though.
If he lands on you and I smack you, that's what.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
Yeah. So California, I think it's just beautiful, and there's so much I want to see, but the functionality for us, it's just not there. The traffic, everything's so compact and condensed.
Yeah.
There's like very little wiggle room when you have a big vehicle,
It
and
is.
getting in and out of driveways to businesses is even small. And trying to get lunch today, that was insane.
Trying to go pee.
Well, yeah,
Today.
finding a bathroom is kind of hard.
We had to go to town. We had to do some stuff. And we had to get some stuff from Amazon Locker.
Yeah.
We had to go to the post office. We had to do several things
Which was
today.
closed. I wasn't even thinking Veterans Day.
So we had to go eat first and all this stuff. And after that, we could not. First of all, we went to Chick-fil-A. Couldn't go into Chick-fil-A. You
No.
barely get into the drive-thru.
Barely made
It was
it.
jammed. So there's no way we were parking and going into the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom as soon as we pulled into the Chick-fil-A. And then everywhere we stopped, no one had a bathroom. We went into 7-Eleven where the Amazon Locker was. No
no
bathroom.
bathroom. I don't know where the employees go,
I don't
unless there's one for employees, but there's just none for guests.
Yeah, we finally got one that had an outside bathroom, and that was just awesome.
That was hilarious because the key was attached to a frisbee. I found that funny.
Yeah.
California uses frisbees.
Tesla is leaving California. I don't know, man. You can see them all over the place, though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
'cause
those Teslas
I'll
are
tell you, the Subaru is the official pace car of Oregon.
weird. Yeah.
Well, the Tesla is the official pace car of California.
California.
Yeah. So Steve was talking about Avenger RV Adventure. He's talking about the rolling blackouts. So that just chaps me because California is pushing all this
Go electric.
electric everything.
Yeah.
We ain't got enough power to go around right now.
Yeah.
Start plugging all this crap in.
Gotta upgrade your infrastructure.
You're not ever going to have power, man. We have no power. Let's make stuff with just batteries.
And keep people from charging them. Hello, man.
Yeah, Dee said she's scratching California off the list. I wouldn't scratch it off. I would just save a bunch of money before you came out here because you're going to spend a bunch of money.
Or if you're set up to do boondocking,
Yeah.
you'll succeed.
I think if we had, because we're not going to boondock, but had we not been members of Thousand Trails,
Oh, we definitely wouldn't be in
It wouldn't be
California.
affordable.
No.
We wouldn't be able to afford to stay out here for any
No.
length of time at all. Maybe pop into a couple real quick locations and then pop back out because it's just crazy. There's no way we can spend 70, $80 a night. And so you ask them what their weekly rate is and they go, well, 85 times 7. Do the math. There's no like free night. There's no like weekly rate.
Yeah.
Most of the places you can get a monthly rate, but it's either nightly or monthly. So
Yeah.
for us, it wouldn't have been feasible.
Yeah. It's just not our cup of tea
Yeah.
out here.
Um,
Pretty state, but not practical.
Yeah, I am glad that we came for a couple of reasons. We've gotten to meet some really cool people out here
Yeah.
in California,
Mhm.
and we got to donate to a really great charity.
Yes.
And so I hope you got to see that
That
video
was
last
a
night
fun donation.
because I was all day yesterday trying to find a place to upload that video because normally we're a couple weeks out. We're already got stuff edited and uploaded, but for these ones we try to do really quickly right after we do the donation.
Film it, edit it, and post it.
And I was waiting on a little bit more information to get the video finished.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'll just upload it when we get there. When we get there, there's no internet. So yesterday I'm scrambling around during the day trying to get this thing uploaded before it posts at 7 p.m., which is 4 p.m. for us.
Yeah.
So I had less time to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was a fun donation, and I'm glad we got to experience that one.
Yeah, it was very cool, very unique.
Yeah.
So glad to, and you know, I hate to say I'm glad the last one didn't work out.
Yeah.
But the last one kind of bummed us out that it didn't work out. But everything happens for a reason, and it got us to this one, and we were able to give away more money than we ever have before.
And I kind of felt bad because I never really give much thought to incarcerated veterans. Like
I had not thought of
you
it much at
don't
all.
really. That's not when you say people incarcerated. You're not really primarily thinking of veterans.
Yeah.
So it opened our eyes.
It definitely did, and just hearing their stories, getting to meet some of the veterans was very cool.
So cool.
And they're doing really great things. And we were so happy to be able to give away that much money. That's crazy.
Yes. To
And
know that they were truly in need at the moment.
Yeah, it was
wonderful.
6 months worth of saving up because we had to miss that one donation. But it was definitely worth it getting to go there.
Absolutely.
And just to give you an idea, our very first donation was $250, which is good. 250
or 300.
bucks.
I think it was 300.
Yeah, but that was at that moment. That was everything we earned.
Yeah, that was
because we just really wanted to do a donation.
Yeah.
But now we just given a portion of everything we earn off of every platform, $3,000, man. You guys are awesome. You guys did that.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate that. So appreciate you guys watching. If you see me looking over here, I'm looking at notes, so I don't get off track too much. We already told you the story.
I'm reading some of these comments. A lot of people have mentioned that they're from here and haven't been back in a long time.
I don't understand.
So I guess it's not just that.
I don't really understand, and don't take offense to this if you live in California or from California, but
did you eat a bug?
I did.
I saw it by your face.
Whatever it takes to get rid of them. If I had to eat them to make it happen, I'm happy to take one for the team.
Oh my Lord.
Ugh.
Little appetizer for dinner.
Yeah. What was I saying?
Bugs have protein.
I don't even know what I was saying.
I don't. I just saw the bug go in.
Oh yeah, I said don't take offense to this
Oh,
if you're from California or you live in California, but I don't know why anyone in their right mind would choose to live here.
Well, some people who have lived here their whole lives, they just don't know anything different.
Everything has so much tax. I mean, I guess if you live here and work here, the wages are higher and you can afford it.
Yeah.
But if you have like a fixed income like we have and live comfortably in the middle of the U.S. or the East, and then you come out here, you can't afford it.
No, it's not feasible.
Another one. I'll eat you.
I've seen
I ate your
him
friend.
do it. He'll eat you. Oh Lord.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
In honor of those that gave the ultimate sacrifice, we
That's right.
definitely appreciate that, and 100% of that will go toward the next donation. We don't know when or where that's going to be. We talked about this a little bit on the last live,
yes, we did.
that we're changing the way we do it a little bit. We normally would try to do it once every 3 months. That got kind of difficult because sometimes when we get there, there's nothing around to donate to, so we have to push it. And then sometimes we have enough money, but not at the 3 month mark.
Yep.
And it's a good charity, but we pass it up because we're not at the 3 month mark yet.
Yeah.
So now we're going to just travel around, and as we find good veteran charities to donate to, if we feel like we have enough money to make an impact, we'll make a donation right there. So it doesn't have to be on a timeline.
Which is kind of another downfall that since we've been kind of mostly West Coast, period.
Yeah.
There are not that many veteran organizations
Not
like
nearly
there
as
are
many as I thought.
back home.
Yeah,
so,
they're way easier to find
Yeah.
out in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather is great out here, Tanya. I will agree with that.
The
Weather,
views and the weather is what
It
makes
is.
it all worthwhile, really.
because right now, I mean, it's probably cold where some of you are watching, but we're out here and it's
It was 83 today.
yeah,
I mean,
in
it
the
was
mid 70s
beautiful.
right now, and it's what time is it? 4:25 in the afternoon. So
Yeah, it's like 79 now. So
very nice.
it's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you, John. We appreciate that. Mickey Mouse want to know where Scout is. Scout's back at the RV. He's
Yep.
hanging out. He's a little salty.
Yeah, because well, he's accustomed to being when we're gone. He's used to being left with TV to watch, and because we have no internet.
I know that sounds crazy.
I know. It's a proven fact. Pets like TV.
Where are you getting your facts from?
Oh, as dog owners can attest to this too. Dogs and cats, they're interested in watching TV. They do. It holds their attention. So, but we can't even put the radio in the RV and leave the radio on for him because there's no signal. So he can't even have music to listen to when we're gone. He just sits there with his thoughts.
Yeah.
Very boring.
But he has a great view.
He has a great view.
He has a great view. Matter of fact,
Like these mountains just we're really up close to them. We're in the RV park, so they're like almost in his face.
matter of fact, I got a picture. This is inside of our RV where
yeah.
we're currently at, and Scout on the back couch looking out.
Yeah, so that's
So
Scout's view.
that's his view. So he's doing all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My poor baby.
Yeah. So he's good. He's still kind of he's in and out of rumination because
The weather here is tricking him a little bit.
it is. On the warmer days, he comes out and he wants to do stuff and eat and stuff and
Yeah.
hang out. But on the colder days or the overcast days, he's like, no one, nothing, no
Yeah,
part
he's
of it.
like, don't touch me, don't look at me.
Which is good that at least we're getting some good days.
Yeah.
It's not like total brumation
No.
because most years he's like done.
I'm pretty sure come the end of the month and December 1st for sure he'll hit full brumation.
Yeah.
Vegas is not going to be as warm, and
No, it'll be a little
he'll see us
cooler.
in the spring.
Yeah, and then I think it's going to be same situation when we go down to courtside. It's going to be pretty chilly at night, and when the nights are chilly, even when the days are warm, it takes him a while to get going.
Yeah.
So by the time he gets going, sun's going back
It's
down,
going
and
back down, yeah.
he's back
He'll
down
probably
again.
go full brumation by the end of the month. Probably Thanksgiving-ish.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it.
I wanted to reiterate that at the end of today's live, we have a special tribute to all of our veterans. And like I mentioned earlier, for those of you who are just coming in who didn't catch it, usually the end of our videos are tribute to a fallen hero and very sad. And some people can't watch that because it really bothers them. And I completely understand that. But today's is going to be a feel-good little tribute to all veterans at the end. So stick around and watch that. If you didn't catch this live and you're watching the replay, even if you're skipping through this, skip to at least watch the last 2 minutes of this because it's worth watching.
And he had to suffer to find internet to load it. So,
Oh my gosh, man.
so please watch it.
Well, that was from the last place.
Yeah.
And I'm putting this thing together, and I'll tell you, for a little bit less than 2 minutes of video, it's probably the longest I've spent on editing the video in a long time.
Yeah, it's true.
Just because I wanted it to be so cool. I wanted it to be right.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be, a tribute.
Yeah.
And it really kind of irked me because I had to do a lot of screen recording
Yeah.
from putting clips together, and we didn't have great internet at the time, and so some of them are a little pixely, which I mean it's not a big deal, but to me I'm like
It bugs him. Yeah.
I want them to be crisp and clear, but you'll get the gist of it anyway.
It's still good.
Yeah. What else are we talking about? Oh, our next live is going to be from Las Vegas, Nevada. We're spending the well, let me tell you how we get there first. We're leaving from here, spending 2 weeks just north of LA.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go over to Palm Desert for about a week. and they're going to go Vegas. We'll be in Vegas for the holidays,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas and New Year, and we're flying Lauren out for Christmas.
Yes.
So you'll get to see Lauren. I think what we're probably going to do, because when we go to Vegas, I think a lot of it's going to be decorated like Christmassy type
I
stuff.
hope so.
And because we're like, 2 or 3 weeks ahead on YouTube,
Yeah.
we may have to put some of those videos closer to Christmas. I don't want a Christmas
video showing up at the end of January.
or February. You're like, why is all the Christmas decorations out there? It's not Christmas anymore. So maybe, I don't know how it's going to work
We'll
out,
see.
but we'll see how it's going to go. No, we are not going to the Thousand Trails in Vegas.
Yeah.
We heard about
We
that.
heard nothing good about it.
We looked into it. A lot of research that I do
Yeah.
involves looking at like satellite imagery on Google Earth and stuff like that.
It's just too tight.
It was
You're
tight.
just RV to RV in there.
And we watched some YouTube videos.
Some
on
people
it.
had warned us that it's a little sketchy as far as things can be stolen too. So
Yeah, and they said that the spaces aren't
marked
good. So somebody could be halfway in your spot and it just, sorry,
Yeah.
we're halfway in your spot. And then slides are pretty close.
Yeah.
So no, we're gonna be staying at Nellis up there.
Yeah. At the Air
at the
Force
Air Force
Base. Yeah.
We're gonna pay more.
Yeah.
But it's worth
It's
the
worth
money.
it though.
It's gonna be a nice little place. Plus you have the
Yeah.
security of being on post.
Mhm.
You don't have to worry about security as much. I still don't trust everybody
Well, no, I don't trust it.
because I've been in the military.
Yeah. They're thieves too.
I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. Is that copyright? Can I say that?
I don't know. Might be copyright. That's funny though.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you to all who
Oh,
served
thank
and to all their
you.
spouses. Thank you so much.
They're very sweet.
What I wanted to do is I wanted to give everybody the opportunity that if you wanted to ask any questions about our military service, feel free to do that. Just put a question mark in front of your comment. Be happy to answer any questions. Don't feel like any of those questions will be too invasive. I've been through therapy. I can answer any questions. I'm cool with talking about it. It actually helps me to talk about it. So no problem at all if you have any questions. If it's too personal, I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
Can't answer that one.
Which is, it's hard to find something too personal for a.
It is, but I wouldn't share anything graphic
No.
with anybody.
That's bad.
I would be very vague with details
Yeah.
about stuff that happened in
I
combat.
would hope so.
So I was a combat medic and it
Yeah,
got
you've
pretty
seen
rowdy.
stuff.
So thank you, Amy.
Yes,
we appreciate
thank
that.
you.
100% of that's going to the next charity organization, along with RV Wagon Tails. We appreciate that.
That's a cute name.
If you
I love
would
that name.
and or applicable on your behalf, please donate to Pets for Vets. Okay, cool.
Oh,
We'll do it.
I've heard that.
And I wanted to say too, when we're talking about the donation video, we mentioned it in the video, but in case you didn't catch it, we are not, the Wayward Wags is not a nonprofit organization.
Mhm.
So we cannot write you a donation receipt.
Yeah.
So if you want stuff like that for tax purposes, we always encourage you to donate directly to the organization,
Mhm.
and they can provide you with a donation receipt that you can use for tax purposes later on. But we appreciate you giving to us. But if that's what you need, by all means, please donate directly to the organization. And that's one of the reasons we put it on YouTube too, is so that it brings awareness to that organization.
Mhm.
And if people want to donate directly to the organization, we even have people who donate every year
to different
organizations,
every
have
year.
picked up some of the organizations that we have talked
which
about,
was cool.
which is very cool.
Yeah.
So thank you, RV Wagon Tails. We'll make it happen. Thank you very much. Drink a few bourbons, you won't care about the belly. That's true. Oh, man.
That is funny.
Tanya said Purple Heart recipient. Yes.
Yeah.
I was wounded in combat in 2005, July 2005. I'll tell you a little bit about the story, but again, I'm not going to get too graphic.
Yeah, you're actually Bronze Star and Purple Heart for that accident.
The
Well,
Bronze Star was more for all I did during that deployment,
Yeah.
but a lot of it had to do with that incident.
Yeah.
I was not working as a combat medic during that deployment. I was working as a personal security detachment, and so we were running combo security in and around Baghdad. And I was on the lead gun truck. Suicide bomber struck our truck, and when it did, it flipped our vehicle several times.
Mhm.
I was wounded. My driver was wounded. My gunner was killed in that incident, and so yes, I was awarded a Purple Heart. So that's not. People see it as like a prestigious award.
Yeah.
And I do too, and I'm honored to be a recipient of the Purple Heart, but not my first choice on awards I'd want to receive.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, that was a tough day.
And when I got the news, which is rare because when somebody's killed, communications shut down.
Yeah.
But they were nice of, it was very nice of the hospital to give you the satellite phone
Mhm.
and let you call me before they cut off communication.
Well, actually, they had already cut off communication
They-
on
they
the
had-
base that I was
the
on,
base, yeah.
but I had been air medevaced to the combat support hospital, and because that was a different installation, there was no communications cut off there. So they had phones.
Yeah.
They did have to brief me and say, look, you cannot say
Anything. It was very vague call.
any details
but,
about
yeah.
what happened. You basically can call your wife, tell her you're alive, tell her you're okay,
And you'll call when you
that
can.
something happened, and you'll call her when you can.
So he calls and I'm at the circus with Lauren.
Yeah.
Literally in the big tent, elephants being as loud as they can be, plugging an ear, trying to hear. It was insane. It was crazy. I walked out of there. I'm like, I don't know if I heard everything correctly, but it sounded like it got blown up.
Yeah, and so I did.
Yeah, I heard right. Yeah, I did hear you.
Which we got hit several times. But that was the worst one by a lot. So
Yeah.
I don't really remember a lot of it. I remember the blast. I remember rolling, and inside these up armored Humvees, everything is solid.
Yeah.
The glass is this thick, tempered like 4 layers. The windshield is the same.
Yeah.
There's a radio mount over here. You got the steering wheel. You got the hard seat cover right back here. You basically got just like a lap belt and a little harness. And as soon as the blast hit, it shatters at least the front layer of the windshield.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't see anything.
No.
I was still trying to drive.
Such a man. I can still control this vehicle.
Well, the suicide bomber hit us from this side, and when it did,
driver's side.
it blew out both the tires on the left side of the vehicle on the driver's side. I was driving at the time. There's more to the story, but my driver was sitting where I normally sit, and so when it blew those tires out, I'm still trying to drive, and my gunner's up there. He's trying to tell me which way to go, and he just couldn't control it because the tires are blown out.
No.
So we hook hard and start doing the barrel roll.
Yeah.
And as we're rolling, my head's bouncing off the radio mount and the window and the windshield and the back. And it's not like hitting your head on a windshield in a passenger vehicle.
Yeah.
It doesn't give.
No, it doesn't.
And actually, it was so, I was very cognitive of what was going on in that moment, even though it happened so fast. I even remember having time to have the thought, if I keep hitting my head like this, lights are going to go out pretty soon.
And they did.
And they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up upside down. The vehicle rested upside down. I woke up upside down. I had to get out of my seatbelt. And the driver's side door, these doors weigh about 450 pounds.
Yeah, they're heavy.
So I had to kind of put my feet up on the radio mount and push just enough to be able to slide out the little gap. And that's when I discovered that my gunner had been killed that day. So anyway, his name is Jared Hartley, and his parents are still out in Newkirk, Oklahoma. We got to visit them shortly after we started this full time.
They did. They were one of the first people we wanted to hit on the road.
Yeah. Adopted son of a tank track snapped and caught him across the neck and face.
Oh my
Still
goodness.
dealing with the guilt. Oh my gosh, man. Jeez. There is a lot of guilt associated with it. Being a medic is tough sometimes because you think about the ones that you couldn't save.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
But for me, I try to tell myself I saved all the ones that were savable.
Yeah.
I did everything that I could do.
And you've told other medics that, and friends who have gone into nursing that.
Yeah.
You
save the ones that you can save, and you can't save them all.
Yeah. But then it's hard. It's like one of those things that's hard to tell yourself. It's easy to tell other people.
Yeah. Because you're constantly in your head.
Yeah.
And after an incident, you dissect every moment of that incident. We got a plane flying
Another
over.
plane. There's a lot of planes out here tonight.
Yeah. He's a high flyer, too. Anyway, so you dissect that over and over again, thinking about what could I have done differently, what interventions could I have changed to have a better outcome, and ultimately, when you get done running through it all and every possible scenario, every possible treatment that you could have done, the end result was
It's
going to be
still
the same, no
Yeah.
matter what you did.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they came in, by the time they got to us, they were too hurt.
Yeah, the too severe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John said you need to get a Jack Coke. So yeah, we're not going to tell a lot of war stories. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of, kind of what it's like to be a combat veteran,
Yeah.
and still dealing with this stuff. But like I said, it does help me to talk about it. It doesn't. That's not that way for everybody.
No, it's not.
Some people can't talk about it. Some
No.
people just won't talk about it. For me, it helps me to deal with
And,
it.
some of the veteran organizations that we went to, when we talk about that and how
Yeah.
you say they wish that more people could be that way, find it beneficial to talk. The more you say it, the easier, it is on you. That people who keep it in, they're hurting themselves more by doing that. And they say how they love how you are willing to share that with people.
Yeah, and
It's therapeutic.
and well, I tell you, it wasn't always.
Well, it wasn't always that way.
that
No,
way.
that took about 7 years to get that way, but you got there.
Yeah, so it took a while.
Yeah. And it's
And-
helped other people because you're willing to share so much. And then that made them feel comfortable to share with you.
It's actually a funny story because the first time when I finally said, okay, I need to go talk to somebody, I need to go get some help because things were just kind of getting out of control. And it was weird because I took Leslie with me.
Yeah.
And the therapist was like, all right, you can hang out here in the waiting room. We'll be done in a minute. And I was like, no, she needs to come in with us. And she's like, well, we don't really do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. We don't get that request a lot.
Well, because I know people won't talk freely.
Yeah, her concern was I would not talk freely in front of Leslie. But my rationale in bringing Leslie with me is she'll keep me honest.
Yep.
And I'm going to just lie to you and tell you I'm fine.
Yes,
Just to get the hell out of here.
Whatever's going to make this end faster, I will tell you whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will tell you that.
And I did keep you honest.
She
Some
did.
stuff you were kind of like, no, not really. And I'm like, no,
Lies.
that's a lie. It's a daily thing. But some of it, I don't even know that you realize it's daily occurrences or, tics or habits, I don't think you recognize them as daily where I would. So, yeah. It was very helpful to her.
It was helpful.
Yeah.
And there are still, I mean, I you can see that I do fairly well with it now. But there are still very bad days.
Yeah.
There are some bad days where, you get in your head and you just start thinking about stuff and you just can't stop. It's like the best way I can describe it is if you're laying in bed trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So it's same thing for combat veterans. The more you try to not think about it, the more you're going to think about it.
Yeah.
And then it's just over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will tell you this, if you are a combat veteran, you've been to combat, it changed you. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
You'll never be the same. But I encourage you to do what makes you comfortable. If it doesn't make you comfortable, talk about it. Don't force it. If it makes you feel better talking about it, then definitely do that. So normally we don't talk about all this stuff during our live, but it's Veterans Day, so I figured we would talk about this stuff. And it's a lot of stuff that you guys don't really get to hear from us.
That's true.
Yeah, so you always see the funny and happy side of us, and we're going to talk about this stuff. And we don't really talk about it together because she already knows everything.
And one of the good things that you're opposite with a lot of people with PTSD is when you are in one of those bad feeling days,
Yeah.
most people want to be recluse. They want to close off, be alone, isolate.
And I want to do that too.
Yeah, you want to, but
I recognize
you recognize that it's going to be a bad day for some reason. Today is just going to be one of the days. So he comes out of the bedroom and he's like, we must go out and do something.
We
today.
got to get out of here.
He's like, we got to go do something all day. Got to stay busy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have just time to sit with my thoughts today.
No. So I definitely realize that.
Yeah.
I do take medications for it too. That helps.
Yeah, drugs always help.
Because if I didn't have medications, I might choke somebody, especially out here in California.
God, you probably would have already. Yes. Because you gripe like every 5 minutes about California as it is.
I get fired up enough with meds. So without meds, it'd be bad.
I feel sorry for the person who caught that end.
Yeah, so if you have any other questions about my service, I'd be happy to answer. Just put a little question mark at the beginning of your comment or your question. I'd be happy, just so I can find it easier in the comments over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be happy to do that. Let me take these off. It's not sun's not in my eyes anymore, and I can't hardly read this thing over here. Yeah, real quick, if you have any questions, put them on there. In the meantime, we're going to talk about who we met up with since the last time we went live,
Okay.
which has really only been one, crazily enough.
Is it really?
Yeah. So we met up with Tim
Yeah.
from Time for Exploring. That's when we were at Travis Air
Travis
Force
Base.
Base. And so it was really cool hanging out with Travis. We went over to the Aviation Museum, hung out over there, shot a little bit. He put the video up on his YouTube channel, Time
Yeah.
for Exploring, and we put our video of that up on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So
That was a fun weekend camping together.
it was cool.
We had a good
Yeah,
time.
he came out for the weekend, camped with us. We had chili. He made awesome chili.
Yeah, he makes really good chili.
Oh, that's my banner, man. It's Veterans Day. I gotta have my banner. every time you put something up and then you go back to us,
Changes.
it kills the banner.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool hanging out with Tim, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we met Francisco.
Yeah, man. That
We
was
didn't
really
take
cool.
a picture with him.
I know. Wish we
because
should have.
It was we were packing up to travel the next day.
And it was already getting dark out.
Yeah, it was dark already. And some soldier starts walking over to the door, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we don't know any soldiers here.
Well, we saw a truck park in front of our RV, and I was like, this person, are they visiting the people in front of us? Because it kind of like parked parallel between
Yeah,
ours,
yeah.
between our RVs. And I was like, you can't park there. You block people in. But anyway, I didn't know that he was there to see us.
Yeah.
So I'm walking out the door to see what's going
Uh-huh.
on, and he's walking up to me, and he active duty
Army. Which
Army
we,
on an Air Force base.
Yeah, we didn't see
which
that.
is not too many there.
No,
There's
there
one
aren't.
little unit there.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, I watched you guys on YouTube, and I just wanted to. I saw that you were here, and so I just drove through the fam camp trying to find you
Find
before
you.
it got too dark, and he found us, and it was really
Yeah.
cool. We talked.
I wish
for,
he would have come looking for us sooner, because
I
I would have
know.
loved to spend some time with him. He is an amazing guy.
Yeah, we probably talked to him for a couple hours.
For hours, we stood
standing
out there.
outside,
Yeah.
So
If you're
yeah.
watching, hi.
Yeah, and so stuff like that is totally cool to us.
Yeah.
If you see us out, if you see us in a campground, please come and talk to us.
God, yeah.
We love meeting people. It's one of the reasons we did this whole thing on the road.
Yeah.
But I will say our favorite part is the donation stuff.
Yeah.
We love it. We had such a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was really fun
Yeah.
to put that together. Now, I'll tell you this about that video. They have a video on their website, and I kind of chopped that down.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the whole video, go to Veterans Healing Veterans website. You can watch that entire video. It's about 15 minutes long or so,
Yeah.
but I kind of chopped it
And I
down.
love that he is partnered with the bigger umbrella of,
Veteran
the-
Transition Center.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they even have section where they will help those veterans with dental, because you come out incarcerated. It's hard to get a good job with any benefits if
Yeah.
you can find a job that has benefits. So some of them struggle, not just on the medical
Yeah.
doctor side of it, but the dental side of it too. So you can donate to, and they have on there who the veteran is and what kind of dental work they need.
Yeah.
And the dentists are donating their time. They're not charging for the time,
Yeah.
which I think is wonderful that
Which is
there's
very
dentists
cool.
doing that.
And so the reason that they do some of this too is because some veterans who are incarcerated, when they get back out, don't have benefits. So yeah, I know you're thinking, well, why they got to get teeth paid for because they're veteran, they have benefits? Not necessarily. So if not all veterans stay in and retire after 20 years.
Correct.
Not all veterans have any kind of a VA disability or anything. So
Yeah.
if they only did a couple of years in the military and then got out and have no
issues.
disabilities or no issues, they really don't have any benefits,
Yeah.
but they are a veteran.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that's cool that they're, as a whole,
Yeah.
they're taking care of them.
RV Wagon Tail said is where didn't get that. I think you're talking about the whole video. It's on the Veterans Healing Veterans website.
Yeah.
If you look at our last video, the donation video, there's a link in the description of that video that takes you right to Veterans Healing. I just didn't want our video to be super
Too long. Yeah.
Because a lot of people
short.
will look at the timestamp. They'll
And
go,
you go,
ooh, 15 minutes?
no.
You know, we have a hard enough time getting people to watch our donation
Regular
videos
bit.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandy. We appreciate that. Just became patrons.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate that. We do kind of rock, don't we?
Yeah. You do
No,
love
it is
yourself.
really, to us, it really is the least we could do for our veterans. I mean,
Yeah.
we were very we were very,
Well, I think that's it because we feel fortunate
yeah,
to have done the 20 years as little, damage as possible. Could have been worse, So it's only right that you still help
yeah, and we
your
were,
fellow veterans.
when we were in Fort Benning and I was retiring out of the military, yeah, like I said, we were there for 5 years in the military and then 2 years after, so 7 years. And I was very integrated because I was a first sergeant at the Warrior Transition Battalion, which helps wounded soldiers either reintegrate back into the military after they're rehabilitated or transition into civilian life. So I was very wrapped up in the veteran community in Columbus, Georgia, and Fort Benning. So when we hit the road, we really missed that.
Yeah.
And this is our way to stay in connection with some veterans.
Yeah.
And so now as we bop around and make donations, we also make friends.
Yeah.
And so we check back in on them. They send us messages from time to time, seeing how we're doing. They check up on our YouTube channel. And so we've made friends that we never would have made had we not done this.
Yeah.
So very happy that we did this.
It's been very rewarding.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Anybody else? Happy birthday, Marines. Ooh. I like doing that.
You do like doing it.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right. We're going to say thank you to some folks from last month's live.
Okay.
These are all the people who did super chats, super stickers, and donations. And so 100% of all of these went toward this past donation. So we really appreciate that. Super chats and super stickers. Headish World, thank you guys so much. Headish World, they have a channel. Go give them a look. They're fun people. We met them in Texas. John Corbett, thank you. Amy Jones. Amy's always donating. Thank you so much, Amy.
Sweet.
Do too much. Freedom Project, we got to meet them in Texas also. Very cool people. And Mike and Martha, M&M Travels.
Yeah.
They couldn't be here tonight. They send us a message saying they're traveling
today.
and they're here in spirit. But thank you guys if you get a chance to rewatch this.
Hopefully we'll see them in Arizona.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And then the private donations, Amanda Feezer, thank you so much.
She's always a rock star too.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And what we didn't get a chance to do was we didn't get a chance to add Headish World to the donation list. So they were on Super Chats from last month. They made a donation this morning.
Yes.
So thank you guys for that. And that will go to the next organization. So we appreciate that. We appreciate everybody. Jarhead and Ginger are here. Hi, guys. Thank you for your service, too. Jarhead was a Marine. Surprise. Screen name, Jarhead. Yeah. Wayne said, wasn't Leslie a nurse? No, she was administrative.
Yeah. I worked in primary care, but I was front office, and at the end, I was back office.
Yeah.
Doing stuff in the back, behind the scenes. But God, I would love to say I could have been a nurse, but I could not have.
She don't do blood.
I don't do blood. I don't do vomit. I've never thrown up. So stop it. So even during pregnancy, never got morning sickness. Everybody in my family thought this is when she's going to finally puke.
I thought she was going to puke when she was pregnant. Still didn't puke.
I can't be around people who do that because that will make it happen.
Yeah.
And I can't do blood. I mean, Lauren had skin knees, dangling teeth, and I'm like, go see your father. I cannot look at this. Get away from me. I'm going to hurl. So I'm not cut out for that.
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
Which is why you're a bonus for me too, because you can handle the things that I can't handle.
And it doesn't bother Lauren.
Other people's does. Her own bothers her, but others don't. And that's why she's a CNA right now, because other people don't bother her.
Wayne said he can't find the donation button. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you either, because I don't know where to. We on our website, there's PayPal. Do PayPal.
Would it be on the bigger umbrella?
I think he's talking about Super Chats or something.
Super Chat?
I don't know.
I didn't know if
there should be a little dollar sign down at the bottom. You can do that. I think you have to have an account set up or something. I honestly don't know how it works. But.
Yeah, I don't.
So for all of you who have navigated through that and made donations, I appreciate it, because I don't know how it works.
Yeah. Can't be that hard, can it?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They hide it. It's crazy.
Cool. Yeah. What else we got? Super chat, super stickers. All right. That's about it. So thank you to our moderators who came out tonight. Don't leave yet. No one leave.
Sit your ass down.
We're saying goodbyes, but don't leave, because we have something really cool to show you. this veteran tribute. And again, I will say that I was a little peeved because I had to do some screen recording and some of it came out a little pixely.
Whatever.
But
Still
you'll get the gist of it. It's still cool.
Oh, and before you play it though, since we are working our way to Vegas for December,
Yes.
if there's something very cool, unique, something we must see in Vegas, send us an email and tell us what it is so I can add it to my things to points of interest to check out when we're there.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what Vegas has to offer besides shows. I mean,
Yeah.
we know we can look at shows and the slot machines. Yes, but I mean, outside of that,
I know plenty of stuff to do in Vegas.
yeah, but outside of the typical Vegas stuff, if there's something cool we should see while we're there, please tell us. We're there for a
Yeah.
month.
Amy wants to know when we're coming back to Florida. Planning on next winter.
Yes, next winter we should go back to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Family is bringing us back there in the end of fall into winter, so we're just going to stay there for winter again. So.
Yeah. So stick around for a few minutes. Our next live will be in Las Vegas, so we'll see you all there. Thank you
City that never sleeps.
to all of you veterans who
Yeah.
served. Thank you, military spouses. Thank you, military families who support your veterans.
Yep.
Make sure you thank a veteran and not just on Veterans Day. Thank your veterans every day. It's a
Mhm.
little awkward to receive the thanks, but we do appreciate it.
Yeah.
So if you thank a veteran and it feels a little awkward, that's just how it goes.
Mhm.
We're just awkwardly accept your thank you. But
Yeah.
from us to you, if you are a veteran, thank you for your service. Stick around for a few more seconds and help us pay tribute to all of our veterans. And we'll see you next time from Las Vegas.
Yeah, baby.
Bye.
We celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I. The armistice that began on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. The only way they can inherit the freedom we have known is if we fight for it, protect it, defend it, and then hand it to them with the well-taught lessons of how they in their lifetime must do the same. And if you and I don't do this, then you and I may well spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it once was like in America when men were free.